And here he is, the one, the only...
Groucho Marx was considered the most recognizable of the Marx brothers.
The one, the only...
What a ridiculous name. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx.
Marx's trademark glasses, nose, mustache, and cigar have become icons of comedy. Glasses with fake noses and mustaches are referred to as Groucho glasses. On the 1974 Academy Awards telecast, Marx's final major public appearance took place.
I could dance with you till the cows come home. On second thought, I'd rather dance with the cows than you come home.
Jack Lemmon presented him with an honorary Academy Award to a standing ovation. The award honored his brothers as well. Recognition of Marx's brilliant creativity and for the unequaled achievements of the Marx brothers in the art of motion picture comedy. Marx, noticeably frail, took a bow not just for himself, but for his deceased brothers. He said, "I wish that Harpo and Chico could be here to share with me this great honor."
So anybody that can give away as much money as you do and still tell jokes deserves something.
Groucho Marx's final appearance was a brief sketch with George Burns in a Bob Hope television special called Joys. And this was in 1976. It was a parody of the 1975 movie Jaws. Marx's health continued to decline the following year, and when his younger brother, Gummo, died at age 83 on April 21st, 1977, Marx was never told. He was never told about his brother's death for fear of eliciting still further deterioration of his health. It was said that Marx maintained his irrepressible sense of humor to the very end. George Fenneman, his radio and TV announcer, who actually did most of the announcing on the TV show You Bet Your Life, and he was also a lifelong friend of Groucho, often related a story of one of his final visits to Marx's home. When the time came to end the visit, Fenneman lifted Marx from his wheelchair, put his arms around his torso, and began to walk Marx backwards across the room towards his bed. As he did this, he heard a weak voice in his ear. "Fenneman," whispered Marx, "you always were a lousy dancer." Also, when a nurse approached him with a thermometer during his hospitalization, explaining that she wanted to see if he had a temperature, Marx responded, "Don't be silly, everybody has a temperature." And lastly, actor Elliot Gould recalled a similar incident. "I recall the last time I saw Groucho, he was in the hospital and he had tubes in his nose and everywhere. He said, when he saw me, he was weak, but he was there, and he put his fingers on the tubes and played them like it was a clarinet. Groucho played the tubes for me, which brings me to tears." In the end, Marx was hospitalized at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center with pneumonia on June 22, 1977, and died there nearly 2 months later at the age of 86 on August 19th, 4 months after Gummo's death. Marx was cremated, and the ashes are interred in the Eden Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles. He was survived by his 3 children and younger brother Zeppo, who outlived him by 2 years. His gravestone bears no epitaph, but in one of his last interviews, Marx suggested this for his epitaph: "Excuse me, I can't stand up." Thank you, Groucho Marx, for the many, many years of laughter comedy, your memory will live on.
Now, the one, the only...
Why, I've never been so insulted in my life.
Well, it's early yet.
He's had a change of heart.
A lot of good that'll do him. He's still got the same face.
I'll hold you any closer, I'll be in back of you.
You're the man I've been dreaming of.
What do you eat before you go to bed?
Yes, I don't think I've ever seen four more beautiful eyes in my life. Well, three anyway.
Remember, you're fighting for this woman's honor, which is probably more than she ever did.
Why don't you go home to your wife? I'll tell you what, I'll go home to your wife, and outside of the improvements, you'll never know the difference.
Can you sleep on your stomach with such big buttons on your pajamas?
So, you didn't think I was a real detective, eh?
If you're a detective, I'm a monkey's uncle.
Keep your family out of this.
Oh, please.
$9.40, this is an outrage. If I were you, I wouldn't pay it.
I thought this cigar was in my other suit.
I wish you were in your other suit, and your other suit was being pressed. No, mangled.
Did anyone ever tell you you look like the Prince of Wales? I don't mean the present Prince of Wales, one of the old Wales.
You know, this is one of the most interesting books I've ever read. Pardon me just a minute. I hate to interrupt this, but have you read this book?
No, sir.
Well, hold it. I'll be right back.
Groucho Marx. Won't be able to walk tomorrow, though. I don't know.
Now, listen, Groucho, you just put a gun in front of me, don't you?